Karma Brands radio station.
Happy opening day to the Miami Marlins fans out there. I heard they spent just as much on the bobbleheads as they did the roster.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. It is a feel-good Friday here on Theoretically Speaking, and we've got my guy on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, Damian Perez, in the house. His house. We got a little ESPN West Palm. We got a little happy hour, team happy hour today. You don't typically get these, especially not on a Friday. I'm excited. Not excited because of what the happy hour is celebrating, which is a teammate leaving, but excited that the good people here are going to be getting together. If you are from the city of Houston, and specifically if you're a Houston area sports fan, Thursday was not a good day. It was a very sad day. March Madness, more like March sadness for my fellow Houstonians, as we had to watch the Astros lose on their opening day to the Angels of all teams, which I was told repetitively that's a bad team. It's a bad baseball team, bad franchise, unserious about winning. And the Astros get blanked by them. And then hours later, at the crib in Houston as well, you had to watch the Houston Cougars get bounced from March Madness at the hands of the Fighting Illini. I am at war with the Big Ten in general. Damian Perez, though, on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. We are nearing an end in March Madness. Are you enjoying yourself? You having fun?
Yeah. I spent last night from like 7 to like midnight pretty much because those games are long. And I mean, why do they start these games so late? I was grinding through those 10 o'clock games. I mean, and the half times I feel like are so much longer. But as far as the games, I mean, I feel like last night we got a treat with those games, and hopefully tonight is a continuation of that.
I'll be honest with you, I fell asleep, man. Fell asleep, ran out of juice.
It's tough.
Ran out of energy, ran out of juice. Your boy did a little KO action, man. You know, that's the issue. I will say, when you have, in my home, in the Dorsey abode, I have multiple viewing options. I have the beautiful outdoor courtyard, which is screened in, so you don't have to deal with the bugs or the elements, but you do get to be outside, which feels really nice, especially this time of year when it's not too hot yet. And I could watch out there, but that's not, you ain't doing that at 10 p.m. Got the living room action. You can do that on the big screen as well, but in the living room, you can't really fully relax because, you got to move to the bedroom at some point. The bedroom watching availability for me, I keep it typically at a minimum because what inevitably happens, Damian, when you're watching something from the bed late at night?
Fall asleep.
You doze off.
It's a recipe for disaster.
And if you watch the first half of the Cougars and the Fighting Illini, it was a sleeper. It was not a lot of scoring going. I think the halftime score was like 27-24 or something like that. Houston had 30 points, I believe, with like 11 or 12 minutes left in the game. This was an absolute slugfest. They didn't have enough scoring. They weren't making shots. And again, Kelvin Sampson, one of the more revered coaches in the game, a guy that I can't wait until he does finally lift up that trophy and become a national champion in this sport, because I do think he will do it with my Houston Cougars. Phil, at the end of the day, because last night I didn't know they lost. I had to wake up and find out. Watch the highlights back on YouTube. I feel for teams like the Houston Cougars, and then at large, Damian, I feel for college basketball teams, especially the powers, especially the players that you actually not just care about as hoopers, but as human beings. I feel for them in general because the more I look at this tournament, March Madness, the more I realize this is the single most difficult championship to win in all of major sports in America. I mean, I would say major sports across the globe. I do have a limited perspective. You have to be honest about that. But I would say of all of the major sports I'm aware of, March Madness is the single most difficult one to win. And it's not just because you can have a cold night like what the Houston Cougars did last night. It's also not just because of the fact that you can end up like the Nebraska Cornhuskers and just be on the other side of a game-winning play, that defines what March Madness is. It's the theatrics near the end of the game. It's the volatility in the scoring. It's the random 6'2", fifth-year senior who got hot on the night and is like 6 for 9 from deep, and you just couldn't, contest him in a way in which that stopped him from lighting up the nets. Like, you never know how you're going to get bounced in the tournament. Hell, I was there in Houston at NRG Stadium for the Final Four in 2023 when the Florida Atlantic Owls outplayed San Diego State. They were one win away from a national championship appearance against eventually what will become UConn. And Dusty May's squad had done it the right way, grit on defense, efficient scoring, an offense that flowed through multiple players that can get you a bucket. Elijah Martin, Nick Boyd. I mean, you had guys who were brothers that played together. Vlad Golden down low. It felt like all the makings of the miraculous run. They called themselves not a Cinderella, but it felt more like a team of destiny. And it felt destined that night. In fact, they had a double-digit lead in the second half. And as a 9 seed, FAU was a moments away from getting to the title game, to the promised land. And one shot, Lamont Butler, mid-range jumper. They went the length of the court. And as time expired, that's what sent San Diego State over FAU. The Owls were the better team that night. They were the better program. Dusty May has proven out. Now look at what he's doing with Michigan. An elite-level coach. They were the team that had all the makings of a team that could compete for a national championship. Now, UConn was going to be tough to beat that team. They were a wrecking ball. But who knows what happens once you get to that one final game.
Make it there and see.
Make it there and see. But they didn't make it there because in a snap of the fingers, everything was taken away off of one shot that went through the net against that Owls team that ended it all. And it reminds you how fragile that tournament can be. And it's the beauty and it is the curse of March Madness. It is almost poetic because I speak on this side of the perspective, right? Talking about, oh my goodness, the Owls had this, that, and the third go together. Like, oh, it should have been, it could have been. Think about the San Diego State fans. I don't even know what the hell they did in the first 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they got to that Final Four stage. I can't recall it as much because I didn't live it. But think about the San Diego State fans who are looking at it from the eye and the perspective of like, we felt we were the better team.
It was very similar to FAU's situation too.
Yeah.
Those are 2 teams that nobody expected them to be in that Final Four.
No.
And 2 teams who have grinded out wins and kind of take it a game at a time. So very similar to both teams, San Diego State and FAU.
It's the single hardest championship to win. The men's March Madness bracket in college basketball. I cannot think of one where you have to go through more parity, where there is more pressure, where there is more volatility in levels of play. Again, you can face that random player who nobody's heard of in the second round of the tournament as a number 1 overall seed, and all of a sudden you got Golke, and it becomes a verb. That is like the essence of March Madness, and that's why you have to respect when a team does eventually crown itself champion, but you feel that much more worse when you see teams like the Cougars, teams like, I wouldn't say necessarily the Cornhuskers, but look at what happened to the Florida Gators this year, getting bounced by an Iowa team that just keeps on seeming to sneak its way by slowing down the game and milking possessions and literally what the Iowa Hawkeyes seem to be doing, which is working as a 9 seed, I believe, right? Are they a 9 seed?
Correct. They're a 9 seed.
As they move on to the Elite 8 for the first time since like the 70s or something like that, or 80s. What they have been doing is, okay, y'all might be the better team, and the more possessions we play out, think about it, like if you're better than me at something, if you're better than me at anything, the more opportunities I give you to prove out why you are better, to prove out your talent, the more reps we get, the more likely you're going to come out on top. It's kind of like when you think about like a best of 7 series. Better team's going to win most times.
Right.
Because there's more data points.
You may get the best of them one night, but it's tough to do it 4 times in a row.
Yes. 4 out of 7 is extremely hard to do. Iowa is milking their possessions and playing a very slow brand of basketball, limiting the amount of possessions in a game. So despite the talent disparity, they're like, well, that talent disparity might show out more if we do 110 possessions. What about if we do 75?
And Iowa, Iowa's a team that's taking complete the opportunities that they're getting, they're taking advantage of them. I don't know if you remember last night, 60 seconds left in that game. Iowa was up by 3. They had the ball. Nebraska only sent out 4 players.
That was crazy. That too.
But there's some credit to Iowa who didn't give. They snapped up. They inbounded the ball right away.
Yeah.
They didn't give them a chance to kind of realize. Gave the ref a chance to count out how many players were on the court. So that's also like being alive and being present in the moment. You got to give them credit for that.
You got to give Iowa credit for that. And if you're the Cornhuskers, you got to be absolutely embarrassed by that. And one of the biggest moments of your life not being prepared. But again, I can't be overly critical of any team that gets bounced in this tournament because that is the madness of March, and it is the single toughest championship to win in all of sports. It is. So this is not me trying to piece together my feelings following most all of the teams I want to win have all got bounced by now. Now my last hope is Dusty May and the Michigan Wolverines. Who would have thought I'd be rooting for Michigan?
And the thing with Houston, too, I mean, you feel like the gates of heavens were opening up for Houston.
Playing at the crib.
UF lost to Iowa, so you didn't have to face them on your path to the Final Four.
Man.
You're playing at home in Houston, and if you beat out Illinois, now you're playing against the 9th seed in the Elite 8.
Yeah.
So
it was lined up.
This one is very tough for Houston, and that's
very
not even taking into account that they lost in the finals last year.
Very shocking, very disappointing that the Cougars went down last night. But again, if you're like me, you didn't see it live because, well, dozed off a little bit. But what is the single toughest championship in sports? And how is it not the men's March Madness bracket? 6 rounds. Talking about 18 to 29-year-olds, I guess. Used to be 18 to 22-year-olds. Now it's 18 plus. But you're still talking about a younger demographic. So you don't know how they're preparing between games. You don't know how travel affects them. You don't know what they are as athletes entirely. Hard to predict. We're talking about roster turnover year over year that does not allow for as much continuity, does not allow for as much chemistry to grow. This is the single hardest championship to achieve. Whoever is crowned victorious, there's not nary a single college basketball champion that people can point fingers at, pick away at their resume and say they didn't deserve that. If you win March Madness, you absolutely earned it. You got it out the mud. Single hardest championship to win in professional or amateur sports. And I want to hear if you have any kind of opposing view, because I'm curious. I'm open. But I don't know if you got anything to beat that. The Baptist Health Hotline. That's how you can join the show on Theoretically Speaking here with myself and Damian Perez. 888-760-3776. You see it on the YouTube stream at ESPN South Florida. Always scrolling across the ticker. 888-760-3776. That is the number to the Baptist Health Hotline. That is the number to call in. What's the toughest championship to win? What is the toughest trophy to bring back? I'll go individual or team sports. Taking all, not comments, but more so I'm taking all contestants for this. And welcome to Pro Level Care at Baptist Health. Welcome to being treated like a pro. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care that's trusted by the pros. So do myself a favor, do you a favor, and do your body a favor and get back to the life and the activities that you love. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That's baptisthealth.net/ortho. Welcome to being treated like a pro. And the Baptist Health Hotline, again, is 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Damian, I am not a homer for my bracket, but I'll pick 4 or 5 schools that I want to see in the Final Four or win it all. And I root for them. That's how I enjoy March Madness. And oftentimes I end up miserable because it never goes the way that I want. But last night, I can't think of a night in which it could have went more wrong. Because also in the midst of all of this, had a feeling it was going to happen. It would have taken a heroic effort, but no more Darius Acuff Jr.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Ain't that something?
That's a tough one. And
We
I
talked
mean,
about him, man. That dude, I want to see more. Now I got to wait till the draft combine. Now I got to wait till he gets to the league.
and I know Arkansas got blown out in that game, but I mean, even in that game, Darius Acuff Jr. showed us something.
Yeah.
28 points. And I believe in the first half, he only had 11, but he was making all the right decisions. You know, Arkansas was in that game because of Acuff Jr. So definitely, I agree with you on that one. I kind of formed an emotional attachment, not just to Acuff Jr., but to that Arkansas team. I actually had them in the Final Four of my bracket.
Yeah.
So Safe to say that was a tough one to watch go.
My Final Four is cooked. I had Arkansas because of A. Cup Jr. I had Kansas because I wanted to see more of Peterson. I hate how everybody hating on my guy. I hate everybody's down on Darren Peterson. I think that guy's still going to be a superstar. Y'all just wait and see. I had my Houston Cougars. Had them in the national championship game, actually. Hometown ties. Wanted to see Kelvin Sampson. Wanted to see my guy Sharp actually bounce back because that was what happened last year. I feel like it felt like the start of a story and not the finish. And I was hoping he would be able to give us that second chapter of the bounce back right there. But we didn't get that out of Sharp. In fact, nobody could find the bottom of the net for the Cougars, and that's why they are sitting on the couch with the rest of us. And, of course, I have who is still alive, my one team that's still alive in my Final Four, the Michigan Wolverines. And let's just say there is hope. Let me see what our schedule is for tonight for March Madness and the Sweet 16, because I do need to start at this point. You have to start kind of mapping it out because, like we've been saying, these games are a little bit too late to tip off. Damian, who do you have anybody surviving still? Anybody still left over in your Final Four?
So I mentioned I had Arkansas in my Final Four, and my champion was actually UF. So my bracket was pretty much bust. Today was actually the first time I opened up my bracket since that UF versus Iowa game.
UF got Iowa'd. UF got Iowa'd, and they pushed forward as well. So at least if you're a Gator fan sitting out there today, it wasn't just you. You know what I'm saying? You have company. So tonight we got at 7-10, 1 seed Duke, number 1 overall seed versus 5-seeded St. John's. Hoping the Johnnies can pull out that upset. I think the world, are you a pro or anti-Duke guy?
I'm neutral. I would say neutral.
It's hard to be neutral on Duke.
From what I've seen this tournament, I would be worried if I'm a Duke fan going against St. John's.
St. John's, they some dogs.
And Duke really, they've had moments in the second half where they figured it out, but for the most part, I don't think this is the Duke that everybody thought was gonna show up coming into the tournament.
Yeah. So 7-10 tip on CBS. That'll be Rick Pitino versus Shire and Duke, Cam Boozer and them. So that'll be an exciting one. On your True TV / TBS game is going to be Michigan Alabama, where Dusty May and the Michigan Wolverines will try to advance to the Elite Eight, I believe, back-to-back years. Then you got UConn. This is what we're talking about right here. UConn, Michigan State, 9:45 tip.
And it says 9:45.
It ain't gonna be 9:45.
It's not gonna be. We saw that yesterday with Arkansas. I think they tipped off at 10:15. So it's even hard to map out these games because the time that it shows sometimes is not accurate.
Yeah, and then your nightcap there is going to be Iowa State, Tennessee, and that one's scheduled for 10:10 tip. So we're thinking about probably 10:30 on that one.
Easily.
And we'll see. But again, the main two here that we're going to be locked in on is Michigan, Bama, and then Duke, St. John's for the night. And again, if Michigan gets bounced, then I'm going to pull a Mike Rizzo. Like Mike said about the World Baseball Classic, I'm sending the rest of this thing out. I can't see it no more. My heart ain't got enough hurt left in it. Damian, what do you think, though? March Madness is clearly the toughest, in my mind, championship to win. When you consider all the factors that go into it, when you consider the single elimination, you consider basketball and the three-point shot and all of the volatility around that, it to me just becomes a near impossible feat, even if you have a great team. They've been doing the number 1 overall seed thing since 2004. Since they've been actually giving not just the number 1 seeds, which is the 4 1 seeds in the tournament, since they've been doing number 1 overall seeds like what Duke is this year, only 3 times has the number 1 overall seed actually won the whole thing. The number 1 overall seed hasn't survived the first weekend, 4 times. So if you're the number 1 overall seed, it's more likely you get bounced in the opening weekend than it is you actually win the national championship. It is hard. No matter how much talent, no matter how great the coach, no matter how easy the road is and the opponents, it is hard to win 6 in a row in college basketball. Damian, you are a diverse sports fan. You have a lot of different interests. What do you think is the toughest championship to win in sports?
Yeah, I'm going to actually go with one that's right around the corner. I'm going to go with the World Cup. So similar to March Madness, imagine if you can add the anticipation of only playing March Madness every 4 years, how the World Cup is. It's similar to how you play your conference tournaments in the regular season. That's kind of all the qualifying period for the March Madness tournament. Well, you do that with world football and the World Cup. The only difference is that players have to manage not only playing for their clubs, but also playing for their international teams. So imagine if a player like Giannis Antetokounmpo or Wembanyama, had to take 1 or 2 weeks away from the Spurs to play with France or Greece to qualify for that World Cup. Now, that spans between 4 years that lead up to the World Cup. And once you're actually in the World Cup, first you have to survive a group stage in which you get pooled with teams not only from a region, from around the world. So you have to adjust to many different styles. And then after the group stage, it's similar to March Madness. You win, you go home. You get caught on a bad day, it doesn't matter because there's no tomorrow. So for me, I think, in my opinion, the World Cup is the hardest tournament to win.
And how much parity do you feel like happens in not just individually in World Cups, but in general in a game of soccer? Because of how low scoring those games can be, I look at it similar to hockey, where it's like an upset ain't that crazy.
Right,
sometimes.
and every goal means so much. Well, there's been 20 World Cups, and I want to say only 8 champions. So that's almost 50%.
Yeah, and it's since '84. 1 seeds in the men's tournament have won just upwards of, I think, 27 of the national championships. So that's about 40 years. So 1 seeds do end up becoming crown champions, more often than you would think if you're talking about a championship that is hard to win or that has parity. But what I will caveat that with is there are 4 1 seeds, and the fact that the teams that you would assume walking into the tournament have the four of the best odds to win it, more often than not, do not. That is actually outlining just how treacherous a road is and how much grace programs deserve following getting eliminated from these tournaments, like what we saw happen last night and like what we'll see happen tonight. There are multiple teams that are going to be facing off tonight that you would say is poised to or built in a way in which you would think they could win a national championship. But it's one and done. I don't get 7 games. And I also don't know if my best shooter is going to have his best stuff tonight. And it ain't going to matter. We got to wait and see how it plays out.
And to that point, I mean, there's only 2 number 1 seed in that Elite 8 matchup. So there could potentially be no number 1 seed in the final.
That is, you always run the risk of that. Last year we had all 1 seeds. This year it could be no 1 seeds. And nobody would be absolutely floored by that idea. So that is, again, March Madness, as much as we love it, and I think part of the reason why we all love it as a nation is because of the parity, because of the excitement. Partially the unfamiliarity with the teams that play builds up the storylines behind the moments that you see play out. And we were all enamored by High Point this year because we were like, how in the world do you make it through an entire regular season without making 1 2-point bucket? And it's not like this is a guy that just rides the pine all year. You know what I'm saying? He's scoring nearly double digits, and he had never made a 2-point bucket. And when he finally does, it's the deciding factor in them upsetting Wisconsin. Like those kind of stories, and also the kind of moments you get from this tournament make it the best as a viewer. But it also makes it the most difficult as a team, as a coach, as players, because that same scarcity you talked about, Damian, with the World Cup, I would argue that same scarcity lives within college basketball because there's no contracts. You know, like year over year, your best players are going to the NBA. So this is their one shot. Every single time they touch the ball in this tournament, it could be the last time they take a jumper in college basketball. Every coach is looking at his roster like, okay, I have to strike right now while the iron is hot. That's going to change the way in which I approach games. Mike was asking me in that Florida Gators-Iowa game, why was he full-court pressing at the end when you're up? You don't need to be pressing in that situation. Maybe the pressure of the tournament got to him. You know, Golden's not perfect, not a perfect man, not a perfect coach. Where there is scarcity in sports, there's also an added amount of pressure. The quad god with the Olympics, you know, the figure skater. Because it happens only once every 4 years, you're like, I don't know. Darius Acuff Jr. will never play another college basketball game. He knew entering this tournament, each one of these could be my last. No matter how mentally strong, no matter how prepared they are, no matter how great they are at the sport. Scarcity is going to create more internal pressure in you that could fold you in big moments, or you can be that diamond that rises out of the rough. And that is why March Madness itself, 6 rounds, got to be perfect. If you're a 1 seed, you got a target on your back. You get a week in between to prepare for teams. Kelvin Sampson talked about that last night. Illinois was very familiar with their game, had plenty of time to game plan for this single elimination game, and they got the best of them. The Cougars play them 10 times over. They win 8 of those 10 games. Last night wasn't one of them. The toughest games, toughest championship to win. We're going to be giving out a car wash today. We've got also, you got to figure out who at ESPN West Palm, who in this studio is gearing up for a 100-mile bike ride and why. We're going to be getting to that as well today because I am absolutely floored. Plus, Coco Golf in the championship of the Miami Open. Special things happening in South Florida right now. That is Damian Perez. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on a Feel Good Friday on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Joseph Malloy, tax partner in Anshin's Construction Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, also known as the OBBBA, will have a significant impact on tax planning strategies. The bill restores and makes permanent 100% bonus depreciation for all eligible purchases made after January 19, 2025. This tax incentive will influence investments in additional machinery and equipment upgrades, providing an immediate tax deduction and helping contractors increase cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide construction companies through the new tax law to help them develop the right strategy and enhance profitability. If you're a construction executive or owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
College basketball is heating up, and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
DQ Grill and Chill is springing forward with great new items and classic favorites to celebrate the season. Introducing the new Crunch and Cookie Cone Dip with a green dip and cookie crumbles. Get it as a cone, parfait, or a blizzard. And there's more green, like the blizzard of the month, Mint Oreo. And don't forget the new spicy flamethrower chicken strips with vanilla dipping sauce. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 convenient locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
What does it take to be number one? We'll just ask the LA Golf Club. TGL and ESPN 106.3 congratulates the new TGL champions, the Los Angeles Golf Club, winning the SoFi Cup. LA took down Jupiter, even with Tiger Woods in the building, making a dramatic return to the course, his first time playing in eons. And the entire SoFi Center was rooting for those links, but the LA Golf Club came out on top. You know what it is with TGL? Shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtimes. You saw it all this season for season 2, and right now you can head to tglgolf.com and participate in the season's best fan vote. The top players, the holes, the styles, and strategy. It's all in your hand. We want the fans to make their voice and have their opinions heard. Voting is going to be open for a limited time, so go right now to tglgolf.com, and the fans of the league, y'all can have some input right here. TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Damian Perez is in. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. It is a feel-good Friday here on Theoretically Speaking. And I will say, Damian, most times when I talk to people about TGL, they have their suggestions. They have their thoughts on it. I would love for people to go in there and make their voices heard, because this is something you might have some influence on season 3, as you'll be lined up to see what happens there, to see if LA can defend their title. Damian, I got a message on Instagram. We have this out there. The question of the day: what's the toughest championship to win in sports? My guy Josh commented and said the NHL Stanley Cup championship.
That is a good one.
Here's my rebuttal to the NHL, because we've had Jonathan Zaslow, who joins Theoretically Speaking weekly, Zaslow Show 2.0 on ESPN Radio. We've heard him say that publicly and out loud. And shout out to the Florida Panthers, who have gone back to back. And I know they probably won't make the playoffs this year, but they have shown that it is a grind to get there and win it all. No league in which you have a 7-game series to win, you get 7 games to advance to the next round. None of those leagues get a say in this. They don't have a seat at this table for toughest championship, because if you are the better team and you're getting 7 opportunities to prove that against the other team in the playoffs, there's no excuses. I don't care how grueling, how tough, how difficult, how wearing on the body it is. It's the same for the team on the other side of the ice. So for the NHL, for the NBA, and definitely for Major League Baseball, because we saw an 80-win team win the World Series back in 06 with those Cardinals. You ain't got to see it at this table. March Madness is tougher.
I agree. I agree with you in a sense that you do have multiple opportunities. Maybe it's not your night one night, and you still have 3 other games where you can win, 4 other games where you can win to get you to the next round. But what I will say about the NHL, it's similar to soccer, how every score, every goal counts so much. In the NBA, yes, it's a 7-game series, but there are games where teams, we saw it in the Oklahoma versus Indiana series. A lot of those games, multiple of those games were throwaways.
Yes.
They kind of just like manage one game, get to the next, play hard in their home games, but sometimes in the away games, they'll just throw that game away. That's not the case with the NHL. It's very grueling. It's very physical, and every game is very intense.
Yeah, we've seen that with NBA teams for sure, which is weird. Where it's like, all right, we'll back off the dogs. We'll get them tomorrow. We'll get them in the next day.
They'll get the first game of the 2 first games that they play away.
Yeah, you steal one on the road. And
right, you steal one on the second game is kind of thrown away for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategizing in the NBA playoffs. You're right. They go balls to the wall often in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I'm not demeaning what that sport is, or because we've seen that up close and personal. We were at both of the last couple of Stanley Cup finals when the Panthers did end up on top. But all I'm saying is you get 7 games. And you tell that to the college basketball teams who are playing in March Madness right now. They're like, damn, just give me 3 games. Give me an opportunity to get best of 3, and I'll have a shot. You get 7 of them things. No excuse. To get around, it's how we get from city to city, place to place, the best and the greatest headlines all across the globe in sports. And Damian Perez, where are we going first?
Next stop.
We're going to start in Houston, Texas, where the 2-seed Houston Cougars fell 65-55 last night in the Elite Eight against Illinois in what felt like a home game for Houston. Remember, these were the runner-ups last year, falling to the Florida Gators in the championship. So the question lies, are the Cougar already the biggest letdown of this tournament, no matter what happens next?
Yeah, they are, and I say this even as a not as a fan who is scorned by their inability to win, because if you watch last night's game, it was just the jumpers weren't going, and basketball can sometimes be make or miss, especially in single elimination, tournaments like March Madness. You kind of got to live and die with if the shots fall. They got good shots. The reason I say they're the biggest letdown is, what are the odds? I mean, you had teams complaining publicly about the fact that the Cougars were going to have an opportunity to play the Sweet 16 and Elite Eight at the crib. So they were going to have an opportunity, not only if they beat Illinois last night at home, practically at home, not the Fertitta Center, but in Houston. Like 2 days later, they would be facing a 9-seeded Iowa team back at the crib again for a chance to make it back to the Final Four, and they couldn't get it done. That's definitively disappointing. It's also upsetting because the way in which they lost last year, and they felt like that team of destiny that was going to, let those memories relive in their head and use it to motivate them to get over the hump. And you know that they're a well-coached team and a very talented team. So again, it hurts. It's disappointing. I can't think of a more disappointing way for a team to go out, because even if they would have won last night and lost to Iowa in the Elite Eight, it's like, all right, you made the Elite Eight, you got. For you to not even get to that point and you did it in the crib, it's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough. Do you have any other teams that you feel like would be disappointing if they dropped out? I mean, it would have been Duke if Siena called them.
I was going to say the hypothetical, the clear one for me is Duke.
Yeah.
Because they play St. John's. I believe they're 8-point favorites. UConn's got a tough matchup against Michigan State. I don't think if they were to lose, people would really, harp on them for that. But just under the hypothetical, Duke would be probably the other biggest disappointment.
Yeah. Number 1 overall seed. You got lottery picks on that roster again. There's expectations with the Duke Blue Devils.
Let's go to Chicago, Illinois,
Windy City, baby,
where the battle for the Iceman nickname is officially on. Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears has filed to trademark the nickname, but here's the twist. George Garvin from the San Antonio Spurs, former San Antonio Spurs, claim he beat him to the punch. Theo, who's the real Iceman? The emerging young quarterback or the Hall of Famer NBA champ?
Put me in this position, Damien. Come on, dog. I love that. It's a perfect nickname for Caleb Williams. I can appreciate Bears fans rallying behind this nickname, and of course, when Caleb did the I don't know how you call it, acting like he was shivering, the brushing off his shoulders after the touchdown pass to DJ Moore, it stuck. But I have a great respect for the legends of the game, specifically the NBA legends like the Iceman George Gervin, who practically invented the finger roll, and whose touch around the rim and his theatrical slashing style is he's one of the great scorers in NBA history that also probably does not get a lot of love in the mainstream. So I understand why he's battling Caleb Williams on this. The weird part of the story, though, is Caleb files for the Iceman trademarking. George Gervin's camp finds out about it after the filing happens. And then they tried to file after him. Like within 24 hours, they filed and were like, oh, we thought we already had it trademarked. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out legally. I don't know what the parameters for that is. If I'm at the trademarking courts or whoever decides these things.
You snooze, you lose situation kind of thing.
Well, here's the thing. It depends on who's the judge, who's the jury of this. Because if I'm the jury, I am going to look at these two guys and say, hey, Caleb Williams, love what you got going. Love everything you got going.
You got to win one first.
Yeah, that's the Iceman's right there. That's George Gervin. You can wait your turn. Maybe you put, maybe you could be Iceman remix or something. You can come up with something different.
Didn't Trey Young also do it before Caleb Williams?
He did. But he wasn't calling himself the Iceman. It was Ice Trey.
Right.
It's Ice Trey, but he would do that. That was you're right, though. That's exactly the Trey. And you know what? What college did Trey Young go to?
Oklahoma.
All right. Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? He was at Oklahoma before he went to USC.
Let's go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Bucks are reportedly planning to shut down Giannis Antetokounmpo for the rest of the season. But the National Basketball Player Association says they've talked to Giannis and he insists he's healthy enough to play. It's hard to ignore what this looks like. Has tanking in the NBA gone too far?
That's a tough question for me to answer because as a Miami Heat fan, I've been wishing the past few years that they tanked, that they got one of these lottery picks so that we can be better in the future, like these other teams are using the NBA's bylaws to help build for the future. Short-term pain, long-term gain. But yeah, tanking has gone too far when you have a loyalist like Giannis Antetokounmpo teaming up with the NBA Players Association to call out his own franchise. I mean, we're talking about a dude who refuses to demand a trade or request a trade even from the Bucks so that he can go compete for a championship again. And he was willing to team up with the NBA PA and call them out and say, hey, NBA, they're not letting me hoop. They're trying to bench me for the rest of the season so that we can have a better draft pick, and I don't like that. Tanking has probably gone a step too far when Giannis, of all people, are going through back doors and back channels to call out his own team. I don't think this story is getting enough credit. I don't think it's getting enough chatter. I don't think people understand the gravity of this situation. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the absolute most loyal superstar, most team-first guy, and apparently the Bucks and Doc Rivers are preventing him from playing, so much so that he's decided to not, take these conversations outside of the building. That's a little bit like Adam Silver's got a mess on his hands. Now, Damian, does tanking turn you off from the NBA as a fan, as a person that wants to see competitive games down the backstretch?
Yeah, I mean, it has to. There's games where it's just they're getting blown out by 40 points. And sometimes it falls on a national televised game. So definitely, I think anybody who's a fan of the NBA, who's grown up watching the NBA, wants a solution to this tanking issue.
Adam Silver made comments stating that it's gone too far and he's going to make swift changes. He's going to make sweeping changes, I don't know what those will look like, but I have a solution for him. If he's out there somewhere listening to Theoretically Speaking, Adam Silver, listen up. I have your fix. The play-in champion should get the number 1 overall pick.
Wow.
I mean, who you know what? The Miami Heat, we would be rich right now. The Miami Heat, we'd be thriving. We'd be sitting on the throne in the NBA right now. We would have Wembanyama. We'd probably have Cade Cunningham. I'm trying to think of the last couple of number 1 overall picks. Zachary Ricochet don't move the needle for me. We'd have him too.
But here's the problem with that. Now, imagine if Oklahoma, for example, they win the play-in 3 years in a row.
Then you got teams. Now you have here's the issue that you will get if you're Adam Silver now. Now you have a team that's in the 6th seed tanking to get into the play-in of the 7th seed so that they can both make the playoffs as a 7th seed through the play-in and get a really good pick.
I heard one of the solutions Silver's trying to implement is for playoff teams to be eligible to be in that lottery.
Flatten the odds even more and include playoff teams into the lottery.
Now, I don't know how that would work, but that's interesting.
It just gets so, honestly, there's no perfect solution because everything's going to come with unintended consequences. But what I will say is they can't have what is happening right now in the NBA still take place going forward. They have to do something. We'll live with the consequences, but he's got to do something. He knows that they're going to change something this offseason. They're probably going to get something written into the next CBA. Something's got to shake because the fact that Giannis spoke out is a glaring issue for the NBA and the NBA PA.
Go to Cali, San Jose to be exact, where Arkansas got blown out last night by Arizona 109-88. Coach Cal was not happy about a certain situation going on right now in college basketball. Take a listen.
Some teams using 23, 24, older guys.
25, 26, 27.
Yeah. Is it different relying on
beards,
freshmen?
Kids in the stands on their second wife. Yeah, this is a little bit different. So then you say, well, why are they staying in school so long? For the money. I don't blame them. I do not blame them. It's our fault that we have nothing that prohibits age. Make it 25. Kids transfer 5 times. Why? It's the same reason. Can I get more money somewhere? That's why if you put your name in the portal and you're on my team, you're out. I'm not going to be extorted. You know where we stand on things. So it's, yes, harder with freshmen.
What are your thoughts, Theo?
I appreciate Cal for standing by his the freshman approach, recruiting freshmen, playing freshmen, trying to compete at the highest level with them. But I am also a little bit torn. I'm a little bit torn that he's, there's time and place, Damian. There's time and place. I will give credit to Coach Cal because he's been doing this all year long. He's been preaching this all year long. He does it in the offseason as well. It doesn't look so good when it follows a blowout loss to Arizona. It don't hit the same. I would have reserved judgment on that for now. Cal could have said, hey, understand, appreciate the comment, but, we lost that basketball game because they outplayed us, not because of our age.
I mean, it's been since 2015 that a team coached by Cal has made it to that Final Four.
Yeah.
So I agree. It's all about timing.
It goes back to the parity of March Madness and the difficulty of winning that tournament. He fields one of the best rosters every single year because he's the best recruiter in college basketball. But he wins very seldomly. That can't all be on his coaching ability.
We'll close it out in Houston, where we started it, because yesterday was, rough for the city. Not only did the Cougars get knocked out of March Madness, but the Astros dropped their home opener to the Angels 3-0. Now, Theo, from what I've understood, you're a new Astros fan. Are you worried about it yet? Are you still on the bandwagon, or is it getting shaky?
Who are the Chiefs of Major League Baseball? No, man, I'm rocking with my Astros, dog. This is my one connection to my city. And for those that didn't hear, this is my first year of actively watching Astros regular season baseball. Watching 2 games a week, and I'm at least 2 games a week, sometimes more. And I'm going to be doing it for the first 3 months of the season to see if it's for me or not. Last night, or I should say yesterday afternoon, because it started at like 4:30, I actually really appreciated the watch. Also, Damian, it's free. I found out right before I was about to pay the subscription that my cell phone service actually provides me free MLB.TV. So I encourage you all to, number one, go get MLB.TV. If you want to watch, go through the ESPN app, and the viewing pleasure is great. You can watch all of these regional games that you might not be able to get on your TV. And also, double check what phone cell service provider you got and see if you can get that thing for free $99, because I did. And, Damian, I'm never going to complain about doing something that's free.
Yeah, that'll make it easier to get into the sport, too.
Yeah.
They could actually watch the games.
Mike Trout might have got us. Mike Trout got us. I think it was the 7th inning. He got the solo shot. We had Hunter Brown, the starting pitcher, the ace for the Astros. Dude was balling, wheeling and dealing. Had like 20,000 strikeouts through like 3 innings, but it just eventually the Angels scored a few, and the Astros could never get
Good
get
thing
by.
is it's a long season.
It's one of 162. What are we talking about?
What made it tough was the Houston loss as well.
That's
parlaying that with the loss.
Imagine going from the 4:30 first pitch, watching your Astros on opening day, starting off with the most optimism in the world because it's a Thirsty Thursday. You're enjoying your life. You're loving yourself. The Astros lose. They get shut out at the crib. You're like, that's okay, because I'm going downtown to watch the Houston Cougars punch their ticket to the Elite Eight in a primetime game
at home, at
the crib, right after a nice dinner, I'm sure, in between. And then you had to watch 40 minutes of absolute nothingness on the offensive end, and the Cougars get bounced as well. Miserable day for Houstonians. My heart goes out to the hometown. Sorry for anybody that had to suffer through that. But as we depart to get around, today is a national holiday, Damien. Today is National Car Wash Day. It ain't National Get Around Day, so we can't get it, that thing cleaned up, but it's National Car Wash Day. And here at ESPN West Palm, we want to do something special for the good people of Theoretically Speaking, because we love you so much. We're giving out 2 car washes throughout today's show. Right now, we're going to give out 1 car wash, and it's going to go to the 3rd caller. This car wash is going to be courtesy of Unlimited Auto Wash as we celebrate National Car Wash Day. Look at your vehicle right now. I know you ain't taking care of it. I know it's been a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months since you got this thing cleaned up. Call in right now. Our 3rd caller is going to get a free car wash courtesy of Unlimited Auto Wash. 888-760-3776. 776. Unlimited Auto Wash is going to get you right. They've been in business for over 15 years. They've got 6 different locations all across Palm Beach County: Jupiter, Tequesta, Palm Beach Gardens, Lake Worth, West Palm Beach. 888-760-3776. Third caller, you get a free car wash courtesy of Unlimited Auto Wash. They have 100% full service hand wash. They've also got monthly unlimited plans starting at just $45. But of course, today you can get a free car wash courtesy of Unlimited Auto Wash right now by being the third caller. 888-760-3776. We'll announce our winner on the other side, plus 100,000 miles, 100 miles on the bike. Who the hell is signing up for that? We tell you here on Theoretically Speaking. That is Damian Perez. I'm your boy, Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
.com and make Team IP your team today. Team IP, teamwork.
There is so much to know and love and enjoy in the world of sports these days. It's your boy, Theo Dorsey. It's a feel-good Friday here on Theoretically Speaking. Damian Perez is in the house on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos as we cruise into the weekend here. And what I will say is sometimes when the weekend is loaded with things to do, you're like, well, where do I go to watch all of the action on the TV screens? Let me remind you, 80 or more television screens at Duffy's Sports Grill. And if you loved St. Patrick's Day, Duffy's Sports Grill is far from over celebrating. Take part in Duffy's Taste of Ireland celebration. It's going on right now. Taste of Ireland celebration still going on all the way through April 6th. All right. You got a special menu that is rocking. House-made shepherd's pie. Got the rich Guinness gravy. Got Irish potato skins loaded with corned beef. A mouth-watering Reuben burger, also an option, piled high with shaved corned beef and Swiss. And I'll be remiss if I didn't tell you what was on the menu for dessert. We're talking about the Shamrock Pie with chocolate mint ice cream and Oreo cookie crust. Your local Duffy's is the place to catch all of the madness going on as well. Our limited-time courtside menu includes the Slam Dunk Tots, and you got to pair those with the Double Smash Burger. Just a couple of the many options there for you. 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. It's the place to be. It's got all the action. Find your favorite Duffy's location, Duffy'sMVP.com. Duffy's, our game is always on. I will say, too, at Duffy's, when you're at those 80 or more television screens for tomorrow, you're gonna have your hands full because one of the events that is going on is actually happening in our own very backyard. I don't know what a storybook ending or what the selection committee could draw up as the perfect national championship game for the men's March Madness bracket. I do know what the Miami Open dreamed of, I'm sure, when they put together what they had going on this weekend. And that is a final that included hometown hero Coco Gauff and the number one seeded Arena Sabalenka. And guess what we're getting tomorrow in the championship game, Damien?
That matchup.
We're getting the match
that already has some history.
Gauff and Sabalenka. Gauff, Sabalenka tomorrow. I've been trying to search through to see what time this thing is going to go. I don't think we have a definitive time yet tomorrow, but Gauff and Sabalenka have played and split right down the middle in their past dozen matches. Sabalenka is on an absolute heater right now, so she is the favorite. But Coco Gauff, the Delray Beach native and the hometown hero, going to likely have a lot of people in the out in the stands there cheering her on and rooting for her. She'll have that home crowd advantage. This is a perfect draw and a perfect ending to what I've seen, at least via social media. I haven't gotten a chance to go to the Miami Open this week or this year, this time around, but the videos, the interactions, the stuff I've been seeing on socials have been absolutely electric. This is what they would have wanted, and the good people are going to get an excellent showdown. So again, in the midst of your watching pleasures, as people out there trying to figure out, okay, I'm watching this at this time, I got this, got my baseball team getting things going.
Mapping it all out.
Make sure you stay tuned. And when we get that time for that match.
It's to be determined, by the way, so it's not announced yet.
We still don't have the time for that. If we get it during this show, we will release that because I want people, especially if you're supporting the homie Coco Gauff, the hometown hero, the Delray Beach native, I want y'all to be able to be in attendance or giving her y'all's virtual support. And again, that would be big. If she can get that Miami Open win, especially against Sabalenka, that'll do numbers for her in the world rankings, but then also just another one of those data points. Some of the greats in tennis getting after it, and then it's in the backyard. We're going to have the happy hour on the other side, and we're going to reveal who is going to embrace a 100-mile bike ride this weekend, despite just purchasing said bike that they're going to use in that bike ride this week. Makes absolutely no sense. We're going to try to make it make sense to y'all and maybe pick up some pointers as well in the happy hour. That is Damian Perez. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4, your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Hey, ref, time out, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Whoa, not that water. You need Culligan water. With a free water test and advanced reverse osmosis purification system, Culligan helps reduce contaminants, delivering cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Enjoy 12 months interest-free. Schedule your free test today at Culligan.com. Serving all of South Florida, residential or commercial.
Hey, Culligan man! Join us on a culinary road trip through South Florida at the 2026 Orange Bowl Food and Wine Celebration presented by Florida Blue. Experience an evening of food and fun on Friday, April 17th at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood. Enjoy unlimited food and drink tastings from dozens of South Florida's top restaurants while dancing the night away to a live band and DJ. Tickets start at just $135 and proceeds benefit Orange Bowl Cares community initiatives. Get your tickets at orangebowl.org.
Welcome into the Kaiser Sports Update. I'm Kate Chumsland. Seahawks spring sports are crossing their halfway points on the season, so let's do a debrief. The Kaiser baseball team just finished a 3-1 series win over Ave Maria. They are currently 22 in the country with a 22-7 record. The softball team is riding a 17-game win streak. Number 1 in the conference, number 11 in the country, 28-2 on the year. Both lacrosse teams continue to see success. The number 2 ranked men's team is an undefeated 5-0, having just had a statement win against number 6, SCAD Savannah. The number 6 ranked women's team is battling through their brutal early schedule with a 5-2 record, highlighted by their win against number 10, Lawrence Tech. And finally, the Seahawks tennis teams. The number 3 men's team is 7-1, most recently defeating number 4 Southeastern University, while the number 1 ranked women's team is 9-1. For times and tickets on all of Kaiser University's athletic events, head to KUSeahawks.com.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
College basketball is heating up, and the tournament is here. Don't let your home get caught off guard. Get game ready now with EDS Air Conditioning. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Right now, qualified customers can get 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the court, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is Theoretically Speaking. It is a feel-good Friday, March the 27th. We are halfway through the Sweet 16 of the men's tournament. We have one final singles match left in the Miami Open on the women's side. Golf, Sabalenka. That's going to be great. Closing in on that NFL draft. And, of course, as always, the home stretch of the NBA's regular season as they both battle for playoff seeding and battle tanking, which has been a huge problem for Adam Silver in the league. It is your boy Theo Dorsey, Damian Perez on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. Tina is here for the happy hour, and also joining us to cheers with us is none other than Gary Forbes, former NBA veteran, current founder of Soul Survivors, and a man who is on a mission that has me absolutely incredulous. Gary, welcome to the happy hour. Welcome to the show, and first and foremost, what the heck are you about to do this weekend?
Participating in the Tour de Cure, the American Diabetes Association's Tour de Cure with my foundation, Soul Survivors, and I'm doing the century, the 100 miles.
So Gary, and I had heard that you will be doing a big bike ride soon. You told me this in passing a couple of weeks ago or so. And Gary, by the way, I was sitting in a bagel shop this morning, Tina, because Tina, I texted Tina, I was like, yo, this Gary Forbes joined the show. We got to talk about this bike ride since you're the fitness junkie.
Okay.
We have a lot of questions. Tina's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? Why is he doing this?
So to paint the picture, I'm sitting in a bagel shop this morning with my wife. We're chilling. I'm getting some work done. I'm checking out these new bagels they got here. They got this grip, rip, and dip thing going on. I don't know what the heck is going on here. I'm trying to see what the vibes are. And all of a sudden, I get a quick, poke on my leg from my wife. My wife Ashley, she's like, yo, heads up. I'm like, what? What's going on? I thought I was about to be attacked. So I turn around, and here's this 6'5" dude behind. Oh, that's Gary. It's Gary Forbes. She thought that you were coming to handle me.
She stepped in. She stepped in.
So Gary sneak attacks me, and he and we get to conversing again. And mind you, we were talking about group chat etiquette yesterday on the show. Let's talk about text message etiquette, because Gary, you texted me last night. Gary texted me last night around 8, 9 o'clock or so during the tournament games.
I did.
And you know how somebody hits you, and generally when somebody hits you out of random, it's not like me and Gary talk all the time. When somebody hits you randomly, it's generally because they have an inquiry, a question, something to talk about. Gary hits me, and let me just show this verbatim. Just talk about it verbatim so that you understand how perplexed I was. His initial text: Theo, my guy. That's it. So I respond to Gary. I'm like, yo, what up, G? I heard you was golfing with some of the homies this weekend. He said, yeah, man, cool dudes. I'm like, well, where do we go from here?
What's up?
Yeah. So I then ask him, yeah, well, what's up? Tell me what's good. And he lets me know that, first and foremost, your story with the NBA as a former college basketball player at UMass, right?
Yeah, UMass.
And then a veteran through the NBA. Your story first player.
One of 3 players to ever play in the NBA with type 1 diabetes, and the only Afro-Latino to do so.
Yeah, so that is an incredible journey that you were able to make it to the league with those things being things you had to battle through. And that's part of your mission with Soul Survivors, which we love. You're pouring into the kids. You're showing them that they can be superheroes through anything that might be, prospectively speaking, holding them back or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, this guy knows how to overcome big challenges. He's a great athlete and whatnot. You have an 100-mile bike ride in front of you, and you're not a bike rider, Gary.
I'm not. I've ridden a bike before. Like who hasn't ridden a bike? And I've ridden a bike for hours. You know, I've lived in Brooklyn, New York. I've ended up in Central Park. You know,
Okay.
You know, on my bike, and I don't know. I feel like people are looking at the 100, like the century. They're like, it's a big feat. But I'm looking at it as it is. It is. But I like to chop things down, you know, into its smallest form. So I've ran a mile before, right? That's 4 times around the track.
Okay.
So let's bike ride around a track 4 times. That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, that's easy. I can do that. Yeah.
I can do that 400 times.
See, now that's not easy.
That you're just riding versus running. Like running, you know, 100 miles, that's tough. That's beyond tough. But bike riding 100, it's not saying it's not going to be tough, but I think it's easier the way I'm, you know, perceiving it in my head. Your perspective is your reality.
What's the longest you've biked so far?
Yeah, that's what I need to know.
Yesterday I did 30. I did 30 miles, and how long did I do that? It was like under 3 hours. Like 2.5.
Okay.
30 miles in 2.5 hours.
When's the 100 miles?
Sunday.
Sunday. And you've done 30?
All right, listen, there's a backstory. My father was an Olympic lifter, a cyclist, worked on the Panama Canal. It's in my blood, right? So, you know, my dad is a big, you know, mind over matter kind of thing. If you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right. And I think I can. So I will.
Okay.
All right. I agree with you. I appreciate this. This is why I've prefaced it, though, Tina. I prefaced it with some of his many achievements and the things he's already done in his career and his life, because, you know, some people be like, Gary, so this guy thinks he's going to take something on like this? No, he's shown the prowess athletically before. But I do have questions around something that takes long-form endurance like biking, and also something that I would have thought you would have been training for a year to prepare for. So how many of these long bike rides have you done?
I just got my bike 2 days ago. Because I'm 6'6", you know.
You need a custom bike.
I need a custom bike. Trek only made like a 61. It was like 62, I think, that I got. Perfect fit. And, you know, I was on the Peloton a couple of days before that. I was doing like 20, 30 miles on the Peloton.
Tina I told you before, Tina, who is our fitness junkie here on Theoretically Speaking. And again, if you're just tuning in, Gary Forbes, former NBA vet, creator of Soul Survivors, is about to embark on a 100-mile bike ride this weekend. What is the foundation and the
American Diabetes Association. Tour de Cure.
The Tour de Cure, which I love.
Yeah, it's almost like Tour de France, in which I watched Lance Armstrong, so I seen the greats do it. So it's like, all right, I seen them do it. You know, I've done something on a similar basis. You know, 4 laps around the track.
You keep going back to this track, and I want you to know that this bike ride is not going to be around the track. You're going to be going through.
And then and even more so, and it's going to be a beautiful scene. It's going to be a nice Sunday. I get to see scenery, you know, for 100 miles.
I was wondering, like, what is the route?
I think it's in Lake Nona, Orlando. So
okay.
I'm not too familiar with it, so it'll be new for me too. So a new experience.
Tina, you ran a marathon. That was your first time running a marathon, what, last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago at this point.
Yes.
You had ran before, like Gary, who has biked before.
Yes.
How soon did you start training for this marathon that you embarked on?
I did a 19-week training. And it's funny, he talks about the bike that he got 2 days ago. Like, when running, you need new shoes. Like, you have to break in your shoes, though. Yeah. You need a few miles on the shoes before you're running the 26.2 miles. I guess, too, Gary, I want to know, on your bike rides, for me, I kind of switch back and forth between, like, music or a podcast. Like, I realized in a half marathon, I did a podcast, and I was just going through the miles, not even realizing, because I'm listening to the podcast. I'm not paying attention to running the entire time. What, like, is going to get you through this bike ride? Are you going to play music? Are you going to listen to a podcast?
I've never tried the podcast. I might try the podcast because I got the bike shop guy told me that usually it takes 5 to 7 hours for experienced riders. Yeah. And, I mean, I'm experienced. I've ridden a bike before. So.
Hold on. Stop. So here's the thing. You keep on.
I'm stealing this from Gary, by the way. Anything that I'm like, well, I've done that before.
I'm experienced.
I'm stealing this.
I'm experienced.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the word experience there is being used a little bit flippantly. I think Lance Armstrong is an experienced bike rider.
Right.
You
okay.
have driven a bike. You are experienced at it, but you just started training this week.
Yes, I did. I did.
You did. How did the 30 miles feel?
It was late. It was late. It felt good. It was late.
You needed 70 more. That's what the first thought.
I just need 70 more. That's it. But to answer your question on my music, I'm gonna do like 70s, soul music,
Okay.
80s, and then little 90s R&B. I did 90s R&B yesterday, and it was a cool ride.
That's smooth. I ain't gonna lie. So, but my job I had before I was here at ESPN West Palm, I actually was for a while a delivery truck driver with Amazon. One of my many side hustles I had before I came straight here from the TV side too. People are like, "What? I thought you said you were in TV." Yeah. Before that, or between TV and radio, I was doing some delivery truck driving, and what would get me through those hot summer days in Houston, Texas, in a non-air conditioned truck, dropping packages off and talking about we're talking about Texas. So some of these country areas, I'm parking the truck and I got to walk with the heavy package all the way up their long driveway because they got acres of land and whatnot. I would have, and people would always ask, what do you listen to? Either podcast, but the thing that got me through the most would be like neo soul music or R&B music. It takes you away. It takes you to another place. It's soothing. I like that. What's your go-to song? What's the first song? What's the first album you put on?
Today, no. What's her name? Oh man, hold on. Wait,
Sade?
No, not Sade.
Checking. Got to check the vibes there.
Not Sade. Oh, Ring My Bell. But I need it.
Okay, Nita Baker. Yeah, you got.
That's gonna start the race. The race starts at 7 a.m. Anita Baker is gonna start it off.
Okay. So at least he has a plan of attack. Yeah. Tina, confidence level right now. I mean, I know he's gonna finish these 100 miles, but how do you feel like he's gonna feel at the end of this?
You might be hurting. You might be hurting. And that's kind of too, like when running my marathon, I did this with a friend, and you have the battle, the physical battle, and you have like the mental battle. Right. Mentally, I am positive. I was like, I might be hurting. And I was like, my body was in pain during the marathon, but I was like, mentally, I can get myself through this. I can tell myself to keep going and I will be fine. For you, like, I guess, are you worried about either of those, like the mental side or the physical?
I've had 6 knee surgeries before. I had a staph infection, which is the worst pain I ever felt in my life. So, the breakup with basketball, my heart's been broken. So, like pain, that pain is nothing. That's light.
I feel you on that. That's like when you told the story of when you were sitting in I believe it was a Chinese food restaurant, and you looked up on the television screen and you saw your name, and it was like, that's not what I was expecting to see today. Right. What was that? Can you tell that again? Because that was some emotional draining.
Yeah. I mean, when getting traded, during the summertime, going to your favorite Chinese spot in Brooklyn, New York, and you're looking at the bottom line, you don't even get a call from your agent or the team, and it says Gary Forbes has been traded to so and so for XYZ, and I'm like, man. Like that,
and that's why the Raptors still owe you a championship ring, because that's how they got Kyle Lowry.
I'll take a replica one. I'll take a replica one.
That's what I try to tell you. Like, you make do with what you got there, because at the end of the day, it would look nice as you cross that finish line this Sunday, even if it was a replica, that championship ring that was well earned by you and what you gave to the Raptors. I'm curious though. You have your Soul Survivor shirt on. If you're watching us on the YouTube page at ESPN South Florida, you'll see Gary Forbes sporting his Soul Survivor shirt. A lot of what your mentality is, Tina, which us who have not been professional athletes are like, dude's insane. Mm-hmm. A lot of what your mental mentality and your makeup is also what you're teaching the kids with Soul Survivors. What's that about?
Man, Soul Survivors is a movement. It's a mindset. I'm a big cliche guy, so if you I just drop one. If you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right. And I like the doubts, and it may be safe doubts, like, man, what are you doing? You're crazy. You should be prepared, but I like to doubt my doubts before I doubt my faith. So, the mission was 100. I said I was going to do it at the beginning of the year. I'm not properly prepared. I do know that I'm going to face some challenges.
Traditionally, you're not.
Traditionally I am. Usually I would have trained, I'd have been doing, but, a week, I don't know. I'm going to roll the dice and think a week is good for me.
A week is good. And I thought I had confidence. This is 1 week of 100 miles.
Crazy. You kind of, is this a group of you doing this?
So I'm going to be the only individual. There's other teams that are racing, like actual cyclists.
Okay.
So wait, hold on a second. So the cyclists are doing it in teams?
Yeah, they're going to, the group of people and, cycling, the people who have
and Gary Forbes is
more
going
experience.
Yeah.
More experience.
More experience. Yeah,
That's it.
Y'all are all experienced.
More experience.
Yeah.
Was this your choice to do it solo?
I mean, I wouldn't have minded somebody, riding with me, but,
Theo's confident.
Hold on a second.
We
Stop.
can get you a
Front
bike.
the brake. Front 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 the brake.
Me and bikes don't get along, so I'm not gonna suggest
And
myself.
you can easily get a bike at a bike site. You know, you're like, you won't have to worry about time and getting it.
Yeah. You know what? I think I can pass on that. Is
Okay,
the thing.
okay.
Is the
I mean,
difference.
listen, it works.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
works.
Look, no, but here's the thing. 100 miles on the bike this weekend, and it's in Orlando area, Lake Nona.
Yep, Lake Nona, Orlando.
It's for the American Diabetes Association. I cannot technically support you by riding alongside of you, but if there's anybody here that's inspired by your story, how can they support you or what you got going on? As y'all, I'm sure, are raising money for a good cause there.
Yeah, follow on my website. You'll be able to donate there. The American Diabetes Association also has a donation page. Follow me. I may go live on the ride, man.
Yeah? What's the website?
TheSoulSurvivors.com. So TheSoulSurvivors.com. And my Instagram is Gary Forbes _.
Yeah.
And follow along.
I love it, man. The 2008 Atlantic 10 Player of the Year, former NBA veteran, a guy that hey, did you play any March Madness games?
No, I didn't.
No March Madness games?
We went to the NIT finals.
I talked about how today I feel like the hardest championship in all of sports to win is March Madness because of the age bracket, the parity, the single elimination factor of it. Are there any ones that you think can be in that same conversation?
Nothing is like March Madness.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
It's insane.
It's insane.
I was rooting for them Cougars last night. I was hurt. My heart hurt from that. But no, so Gary Forbes, good luck on your journey this weekend. Please support him either via your prayers, also,
I need all of it.
Yeah, your donations as well through the American Diabetes Association or thesoulsurvivors.com. And I'm looking forward to hearing the recap from this because you are.
It's gonna be good. I'm trying to break a world record. What's the world record?
What's the world record for what? 100 miles on a bike finishing. To me, you deserve a world record. You finish 100 straight miles. And what did you said the bike expert told you how much time it typically takes?
5 to 7 hours. So the fact that he said 5 to 7 starts at 7. I'm trying to come back to the race around 11:30 a.m.
So what? That's
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
Oh, she's trying to beat the.
Why not?
I like it. All right, Tina.
I have the world record right here.
What's the world
it
record?
says the fastest officially recognized unassisted 100-mile bicycle time trial is 2 hours, 57 minutes, and 58 seconds.
Oh, yeah, you could do 4.5.
2:57.
It's the world record.
And that's the world record.
Yeah.
And he probably trained for that. That's what I'm saying. He probably trained.
He's probably done a few
For
bike
that.
rides, long distances before
So I
this.
could get 4.5 with no training. I got it.
You know
4.5.
what? If Bam Adebayo can get 83 points with his offensive bag, you can get 4.5, no
4.5.
training with the bike ride this weekend. Good luck. I'll congratulate you next week when you finish it. And also, I just always love the confidence that Gary brings into the studio.
Yes.
Nobody I know believes in themselves more than Gary, and that is why he's a former pro athlete. That is why he's taking on a 100-mile bike ride. And I will be kicked up on my couch watching probably what's on Sunday this weekend. No more. Women's March Madness games. So we're both going to be thoroughly entertained. You're just going to be doing it while also being exhausted. Yeah. Gary, appreciate your time again, man. Good luck on the training.
Good luck.
And good luck this week. Are you doing any more bike rides before?
I'm going to do one right now.
You about to go do it now?
Yeah, I'm about to go train.
How many miles?
Maybe 40.
About 40 bucks like yeah.
And take the day off tomorrow and then do the full 100.
I'm looking forward to hearing the results of that. Again, that's Gary Forbes, thesoulsurvivors.com. And, of course, you can donate to the American Diabetes Association as well as y'all embark on that journey out in Lake Nona. That is Tina. That's Damian Perez. We have now, through osmosis, soaked up some of Gary's confidence, and we're going to carry it through the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Who says buying a car takes all day? At Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, we respect your time and make it simple. Shop online, value your trade, get pre-approved before you arrive. Then swing by, sign, and drive. Fast and easy. From the all-new redesigned 2027 Kia Telluride to the versatile Kia Sportage to the sporty Kia K4, your next Kia is waiting. Transparent pricing, zero pressure, just a smarter way to buy. Upgrade this month without slowing down. Only at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
It's time to step into kindergarten with the School District of Palm Beach County. Parents, we're ready to educate, affirm, and inspire your child in a nurturing learning environment. Register now at palmbeachschools.org/kindergarten. Find out when to attend your school's kindergarten kickoff, where your family can meet teachers, tour the school, and receive a free kindergarten readiness kit.
The School District of Palm Beach County is your best choice.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet, the home of Inter Miami, the Florida Panthers, and the Miami Heat, with all of the biggest live events in sports. If it's happening in sports, it's happening right here on ESPN 1063, South Florida's home for sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 1063 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
DQ Grill and Chill is springing forward with great new items and classic favorites to celebrate the season. Introducing the new Crunch and Cookie Cone Dip with a green dip and cookie crumbles. Get it as a cone, parfait, or a blizzard. And there's more green, like the blizzard of the month, Mint Oreo. And don't forget the new spicy flamethrower chicken strips with vanilla dipping sauce. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 convenient locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
The Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
We got to get that cocktail of the day here on the happy hour on a Feel Good Friday as we send off our guy Gary Forbes with good vibes as he takes on a 100-mile bike ride for a good cause, raising money for the American Diabetes Association and his Soul Survivors, thesoulsurvivors.com, of course, to support him. We got some breaking news here as well to reveal in the happy hour before we get to that. Before we end up getting to that cocktail of the day here. And of course, as well, we are in the midst of what is going to be and what is an incredible March Madness time period with the Sweet 16, Elite 8 games coming up. It's going to be a fun weekend. But yeah, this right here out of Jupiter, Florida. This is according to CBS 12. Professional golfer Tiger Woods was involved in a crash this afternoon at 2 p.m. Just after 2 p.m. Friday, Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash near 281 Beach Road on Jupiter Island. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said it is actively investigating the incident, and no additional information was immediately released. But more importantly, there's more to this report here. It says Sheriff John Budinsik is going to be available to talk, but Martin County Fire and Rescue said it was a 2-car crash. One vehicle was a rollover. One person is stable, and another refused to go to the hospital. So just, hoping that Tiger is okay. We know that he suffered great injury to his leg. I forget what all the details was around the crash that he had now a couple of years ago, but he just returned to play. There were a lot of hopes, and there still are, that Tiger Woods will be in the Masters here in a few weeks. But Tiger Woods, fresh off of, I think, 2 days off of his TGL reappearance in a loss for the Jupiter Lynx. Hoping he's well, hoping that doesn't impacting his health or his ability to potentially play at Augusta National. That is very, very shocking and strange to hear through, but maybe we'll get more details as the day goes along. To brighten back up the mood here, how about we get ourselves a cocktail of the day and get grooving here in the happy hour on a Feel Good Friday. Tina, what we serving up behind the bar?
We are going to a team happy hour after work today.
Hey now.
Which I'm pumped about. I won't be ordering this, but you might like it. The Sweet 16 Smash. You've got bourbon, fresh lemon juice, maple syrup, fresh blackberries, mint leaves, Angostura bitters, and a mint sprig and blackberry to garnish.
That actually does sound kind of good. You're not a big whiskey drinker, though.
No. Tequila gal.
Tequila gal through and through.
Yes.
I could rock with some. The reason why I became so attracted to mezcal was I was all whiskey bourbon. I was all brown. And then people told me tequila was healthier for you. So I said, all right, I'll try the tequila out. And then I learned about mezcal. I was like, it's a happy medium.
Yes, I love
Smoky.
mezcal too.
Yeah, it's the best. This cocktail of the day brought to us by Kaiser University.
The Kaiser Seahawks are all about championships. We know that on the field and in the classroom. The Seahawks now have 29 national championships. Most recently, the men's swimming and diving team capturing their 7th NAIA title, and the amazing swimming and diving team going back to back, 5 straight national championships. Kaiser also won its 5th Sun Conference Commissioner's Cup, going to the most successful athletic department in the conference this Saturday, tomorrow. Kaiser's girls flag football team will be having their senior day at 3 p.m. at the flagship campus versus Florida Memorial. Come out and support. Get the latest on the Championship Kaiser Seahawks athletic program. Go to kuseahawks.com.
We do have one more car wash giveaway to give out to the good people of Theoretically Speaking. That is going to be courtesy of Unlimited Auto Wash. That is going to come in about 10 minutes. Shout out to Ernie. And it was Ernie and Boynton that got that last one?
West Palm.
Ernie and West Palm got the last car wash. And we got one more to give out here on Theoretically Speaking. We're in a giving mood on this Feel Good Friday, and why wouldn't we be? Tina's in the house. Damien is in the house. We also just broke free from our guy, Gary Forbes. He is now en route to his training for his 100-mile bike ride. And there's a lot of experienced people that are good in cardio. People have done long races. Tina, you're a marathon runner. And I know here on Theoretically Speaking, we have some good people that have probably done some pretty lengthy bike rides. So we will open up the Baptist Health hotline and just put it to you like this. If you have any tips that we can pass along to Gary, he just bought his bike 2 days ago. He did his first long practice yesterday. He did 30 miles. He plans on doing 40 miles right now. He has a rest day tomorrow, and the big races or ride, I would say, 100-mile race Sunday. Any tips from my guy Gary Forbes? Let us know on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. We will relay those tips to Gary ahead of the show, and excuse me, not ahead of the show, but throughout the show, and then also we'll make sure we let him know, because he said he might stream the actual ride, which would be cool.
Yeah, I will totally tune in.
Got to see that.
I was not expecting him to say that he got his bike 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And that I was expecting, when I asked the longest bike ride was maybe in the 80s. Because even in marathon training, you don't do the full 26. You do, the most I did was 20.
Yeah.
And it's you're going to get through the 26 doing that 20. And so I was not expecting, I did 30 yesterday. I'm going to do 40 tomorrow or today. Wow.
But again,
But he's an athlete.
He is. He is. And here's the thing I will say, because we talked about this before on Theoretically Speaking, what is the hardest major professional sports league to get into? Between hockey, football, basketball, and baseball. And to me, the biggest barrier to entry of those leagues is basketball, because of the scarcity of players in that league. You only got 5 guys on the court for each team at the same time.
Yeah.
Your active roster's 12 to 15 deep. And then also, there are certain height and athleticism benchmarks you have to be able to hit to even be considered for the NBA. I'm sure throughout his entire life, just like I was telling people, he was telling people he was going to be an NBA player. And unlike me, he did. So that can strengthen your mental fortitude and the confidence you have in yourself to do any and everything.
Yeah.
That's a lot of miles, though. That's how I keep telling him. I'm like, I believe in you, but my boy, have a recovery team ready by afterwards, because it's going to be a lot.
And again, him being an athlete for so long and playing at the professional level, he knows, he's trained his body to a point. So that's where I think, too, I was not a professional athlete or even training, my body to where I needed that 19 weeks of running to prepare myself for 26.2 miles. So his physical might not even be that bad because of his, all the things he's already done.
Yes.
So he might be fine.
He might be okay. That's
And
the thing.
mentally, I think he's perfect.
Well, he's some years removed from playing the game. He's like, he's 40 now, so, you know.
But and mentally, I think he's great. Like, he can get himself through that race no matter how he's feeling.
I think he's not going to let himself stop short. Like, especially if he gets to like 80 or 90 miles, he's like, I gotta finish this thing through.
And again, like I had who I did the marathon with, like we were totally different. Physically, I was not well, and mentally, she was not well. And it was just funny us being opposite of, I'm like, my body hates me right now, and I can barely walk. And she was like, oh, I'm just telling myself I hate this so much. And I really think like the mental part of the race like got me through when I was in pain at mile like 21 and I'm doing lunges just to be able to continue moving and not stopping. So I hope he streams it because I'm totally going to tune in and see how he's doing. And I can't wait to hear how it goes after.
Do you have so when you did the 20 miles, this is what I would be most fearful of. How far removed from the actual marathon did you do the 20-mile run? Like how many days in between if you had to estimate?
So I think it was about a month before because you have to start lowering the mileage.
Right.
Because your body like needs to like
survive. You
can't be doing 12 miles like the week before. Like you're doing really small, like 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, like leading the few weeks into the race. So it was probably like a month before the race I did 20.
Be honest with me and yourself. In that moment, a month out from the marathon, when you did do the 20-mile race or run that you had to train for it, did you feel more encouraged or more discouraged about 26.2?
I felt really good.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks before the race that my body was starting to really hurt. And I learned from this race that I didn't take recovery serious.
Yeah.
And I should have been doing way more like cold plunges and getting like the leg machines at like compression, anything. I should have been doing way more recovery. 2 weeks before, I was questioning if I was going to do the race because of how bad my body was hurting. So the 20 miles, like, and again, kind of how Gary said, like he said he was going to do this 100-mile bike ride. I had said out loud, and that's where for myself, if I say something out loud, I'm doing it.
Got to do it.
I said it on the show. I was like, I'm doing a marathon, so I'm doing the marathon.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to not do it. So when I was like, I'm doing this race, no matter if it takes me 7 hours to run 26 miles, I'm going to do it because I said I was going to do it.
Damian Perez, what's the wildest like athletic venture you've gone on? Did you say I said I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it?
I've never ran a marathon.
Okay.
I played soccer growing up. I actually played in college, so definitely a lot of running growing up, but never, ever, ever considered a marathon. I got to be honest with you.
Would you do a bike ride?
I feel like that's even harder.
What about swim?
I don't like bikes. I would never do a bike ride.
What do you not? Oh, you don't like bikes because of your height?
We just don't get along.
Oh, okay.
Like me and bikes just do not get along.
That doesn't make sense. They're inanimate. And you don't get along with
I just
bikes.
don't fit. I don't get along with bikes.
You might need a custom bike. So Gary Forbes, former NBA player, 6'7", needs a custom bike.
Yeah.
Maybe Tina Costanza,
5 feet tall.
5 feet tall, needs a custom bike.
And it's good thing Gary has that mental fortitude because what gets me initially is just thinking 100 miles.
That's too many.
Sounds like an eternity to me.
When he said 400 laps,
that's a lot of laps too.
That's a lot of laps.
But when you like a lap around a track running is crazy. Like 400. A lap around a track bike riding, it sounds
it'll go faster.
Easy.
Yes.
Sounds, but you think about 400 of them things. There's not even 400 days in a year. You know what I'm saying? There's more or there's less. Yeah.
And I don't know the pace he did or the pace he took on this, but it did take him 3 hours to do 30 miles. Or he said just under 3 hours.
He did say that. I didn't. Yeah, that didn't. He got away with one there. Why we didn't call him out on that? Maybe he was just chilling out though. Maybe he was just trying to get through. He was learning his pace.
I hope I didn't discourage him with the world record of 2 hours and 57.
He said, "Huh."
Oh,
right.
okay.
Well, initially he was going for that world record, but after knowing that it was 2 hours and 30
or so?
57 minutes.
He's like, I think I'll make 4:30.
Yeah.
You know what? He got that. Yeah, he got that. I'm gonna let him have that. Yeah, no, that's a lot of miles to do. We had a tip in the ESPN South Florida YouTube chat. Get your affairs in order before departing. Have know where you stand with things before you go on that because you are putting yourself and your body at risk. That is a good point, Dave. I appreciate that. I don't know, man. It is. I love when people take on bold tasks like that, though, too. That's living, man. It's life. It's living. You know. Again, we're gonna be kicked up on the couch watching other people play basketball or play tennis, play. You know what else is going? Play a little golf. You're gonna get it. Gotta appreciate that. Time for you to not go and get, but actually receive a free gift because we are giving out our free auto car wash. Not free auto car wash. It's a free car wash thanks to Unlimited Auto Wash. And it's because today is National Car Wash Day. Do we need a National Car Wash Day? Is that to remind people to get their cars washed? Is that why we have that day?
Maybe.
Is that why we celebrate
should wash
National
your
Car Wash Day?
You should wash your car
Well,
often.
Unlimited Auto Wash, they want to nudge people in that direction. They want to help you. So what they're doing is they said, hey, Theo, here's a free car wash. Hook up some of the good people that listen to your show. And we have one more car wash to give out to Unlimited Auto Wash right now. We're going to get this one out to the fourth caller. I picked 4 because we talked about 400, laps around that track. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. All you got to do is call in, be the fourth caller. You can get a free car wash on behalf of Unlimited Auto Wash. They've been in business now for over 15 years. They've got 6 locations across Palm Beach County, from West Palm to Jupiter, from Tequesta to Lake Worth, from Palm Beach Gardens to Wellington. They've got 100% full service hand car washing, a monthly unlimited plan starting at just $45 to keep that car washed throughout the year. And of course, they'll also take you occasionally to pull up and enjoy the services they have. UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com is how you can find out about what they provide. But 888-760-3776, that's how you get in line to get your free car wash right here, courtesy of Unlimited Auto Wash on Theoretically Speaking. 888-760-3776. Call in, be a winner, get the car washed, leave a happy human being. We're going to go to break here. We'll announce the winner on the other side. That is Damian Perez. That is Tina Costanza. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Difference between high tax bills and smart tax savings. The new One Big Beautiful Bill Act permanently extends the 20% deduction on qualified business income, makes favorable changes to exclusions of gains of qualified small business stock, and brings back full expensing on capital investments. For fund managers, this means new opportunities to reduce taxable income and improve cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we specialize in building tax-efficient structures that help funds and their investors make the right decisions today for greater success tomorrow. If you are launching a fund in this new new environment, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors.
You know what time it is, good people. Of Theoretically Speaking, it is Feel Good Friday. It is your boy Theo Dorsey, Damian Perez on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. Tina in the house for a little happy hour action. And, if you're going to be at a happy hour, you would want the water to be very sufficient by your side. You also want that ice to be purified. In my home, the water and the ice are both taken care of because I have Culligan water. And as I've told y'all, Culligan.com is how you can get yourself a free water test to see what's in your water and how they can help you have better water for you, for your family, for your future. And right now, Culligan is offering 12 months interest free. I have the reverse osmosis system as well as the water softener. The reverse osmosis system works perfectly. They situated it under my sink. It filters out the water that goes through and feeds through my refrigerator. So all of the ice that I get out is sufficiently pure and good to go. The water from my fridge is good to go as well. And I even got this cool little button. It's a nice little party trick I have. I click the button, the water out of my sink turns into drinking water. I click the button off, and it's back to the water to use to wash my dishes. So I'm not wasting the drinking water washing the dishes. It gives me optionality and a cool thing to show guests when they pull up. Culligan Water, Culligan.com. They can enhance your home as well. And right now you get 12 months interest free. And all you got to do is go online to Culligan.com and schedule that free water test. They want to help you get right for this new year. Maybe your new year resolution had something to do with you refining your health, improving your home, creating a better quality of life. Culligan Water offers all of those with a very high performance. Culligan.com. Culligan.com. Theoretically Speaking, man, we back at it in the action here in the happy hour. Tina Costanza and Damian Perez in the house. We are getting closer and closer to crowning champions in the men's bracket. The women's games are going on right now. I'm seeing Notre Dame is in a tight one with Vanderbilt up by 5, 6-seeded Notre Dame up by 5. The women's tournament doesn't typically have as many close contests. The parity in the women's tournament isn't as deeply rooted as the one in the men's tournament. And that's why when I've been talking about today the toughest championship to complete, the toughest championship to get in American sports, I did specify the men's tournament because in the women's tournament, if you are a dominant program or a great team, we've seen year in and year out, those teams are able to survive those 6 games. We've seen 33 of the last 40 or some odd women's national champions have been 1 seeds, and those dominant UConn type teams, South Carolina type teams, Tennessee type teams, generally able to carry through. But year after year, you see a guy like John Calipari roster the best freshmen in the nation, some of the best talent at some of the best schools, and not end up with the ring at the end of the day. Toughest championship to earn, still going to be that men's tournament. I got a submission about Major League Baseball as well, but I ain't even waste my time talking about how simple. Not to say that it's not hard, but I mean, the Dodgers said, "Oh, look, the Marlins are paying how much for their roster? $75 million. How about we pay $400 million? We divert some of that money, and we go back to back and look to be on a precipice of a three-peat." Simple math. Simple math in the in Major League Baseball. Maybe they'll get a cap someday. Tina, man, your expertise in marathon running and in fitness proving very well for us here on a day like today. Are you thinking? Has that got your mind racking about potentially doing another fitness journey? You've done the marathon, you've done the half marathon.
And last year I did the marathon relay.
That's what it was. Marathon relay, not the half.
Which was really fun because I got to train. I was just wanting to be faster, which I was happy with what I ended up doing. I haven't figured out my fitness thing for 2026 yet.
Yeah.
I want to. I actually been thinking about I haven't ran in a in a long time, like since that race, really in December.
Mhm.
I've done a few short runs. I'm thinking about getting like back into running again, but I don't know what my next little fitness thing will be for 2026. High rocks is like
That's everybody.
that's
That's
what
the
everyone's
wave.
doing right now, and I didn't really get the itch for that. So I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
I
It is driving me crazy too, like not knowing. I loved the discipline of training for something.
Mhm.
So I want to find out what and figure out what 2026 will be for me.
People get addicted to that side of it. The train, the grind, the goal in front of you that you're chasing after. That's a lot of what
Yeah.
a lot of these fitness journeys are all about. It's the chase, not necessarily just the completion of it. So we'll see. We'll be locked in on that, Tina.
I would do another marathon. I would do though Hawaii or New York. Like I want to do a really cool one, which New York I
Make
find
it scenic.
yes,
Yeah.
scenic. And I heard the Hawaii one. I wouldn't care about a time if it took me 6-7 hours. It's just again the scenic route.
You want to see it? Yeah. You
Yeah.
want to vibe it all
Yeah.
out. I have a coolest moment of the week, but before we do, I do want to give another just not a quick update, but again, if you're just tuning in, we did learn during the show here that Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash this afternoon on Jupiter Island. I've had two buddies already text me like, "What do you know about this Tiger crash? What do you know about this Tiger wreck that's going on?" Not a lot of information being relayed. We know it occurred according to the Martin County Sheriff's Office just after 2. We know that the cause is still up for grasp, and we did learn as well that there was one person that is in not stable condition, but they're stable, and there was another person that refused to go to the hospital. We do not know which of those two would be potentially Tiger Woods. I'm seeing a picture now, though, of a vehicle on its side in the middle of the road. Looks like a serious crash. Don't necessarily know what the results are of it. Hoping Tiger and everybody involved are okay. But as we continue to learn those things, we'll let you know throughout the day here on ESPN West Palm. Time now for us to tap in on what was one of March Madness' biggest plays and the EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week.
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
There were 11 seconds left, and it started as maybe a potential swing and miss, and it ended in a Purdue win. Take a listen.
Braden Smith with the ball. Clock ticks. Down to 6. Down to 5. Smith shaking. Bacon. Smith puts it up. No. The foul. It's good. With .7 left. Trey Kaufman-Renn has given Purdue the lead. A chance at the last shot. It's up. No good. Purdue advances. The Boilermakers survive. Trey Kaufman-Renn wins it.
On a night where Purdue shot horribly from deep, literally 4 for 20, and all 4 of those came from one man. It was Trey Kaufman-Renn with a putback for the win. They beat 11-seeded Texas 79-77. That is your EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week. And I got to be honest with y'all, as a Miami Hurricane fan, I am absolutely saddened to be giving them the coolest moment of the week because they ousted my Canes, which I thought had a good chance to also beat Texas and make an Elite 8 run. But you got to tip your cap to excellence and tip your cap to a team that has punched their ticket to the Elite 8 first time since right around the late 80s, early 90s. So shout out to the Purdue Boilermakers. Trey Kaufman-Renn 20 points, 8 boards, none bigger than that last one that put the Boilermakers over the top. We'll see how March Madness continues to wrap up. Your EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week. But yeah, no, back to this. This is serious, y'all. Tina, Damian, I am concerned. I am hoping all is well, but the fact that we don't have many details yet about this Tiger Woods wreck, that apparently, again, according to the sheriff's office, he was involved in, the fact that it happened in our own backyard. We're talking about 2 or 3 days removed from him competing, returning to the field of play in TGL, and now we're wondering again about his health as we approach the Masters.
And not only TGL, I mean, you just mentioned it. The Masters is right around the corner, and he was kind of gaining momentum on whether he would play or not. And everything was indicating that there was a high chance that he was going to play in that. But now that's all in question.
Yeah, it is. It is. And his history with car accidents, his history with injuries, you're just hoping that his body is feeling well. You're hoping that everybody that was involved is good. And also for golf fans across the nation, you want Tiger in that field. And since he's picked up a golf club and became a national superstar, fields are improved when he's involved, even if he's not playing well. He did not play well at TGL on, I want to say it was Tuesday night. It wasn't a great outing from him or the Lynx. And then, again, it would be a little rusty. He admitted before the competition got underway that he was feeling a little rusty. But it definitely showed in his game. They did not do well. And at this point, it's just like, hey, man, get healthy, get ready. We'd love to see you in the Masters. So we'll see how that all pans out. But again, just tuning again as well, Tiger Woods apparently in a rollover car wreck. We'll have to wait and see the results from that. Tina, did you get a chance to get out to the Miami Open this year?
I did not. I've been before and I loved it.
Yes. Yeah, I missed this year as well. This year's looked like a party all over social.
It did. And even just like outside of the stadium, like they go all out on the activation spaces. It is so cool.
Yeah,
going
it's a
to
vibe.
Miami Open.
It's a vibe. That vibe will continue. We have a time for the women's singles final. Damian, we teased it earlier. I want to deliver it to the good people that have been sticking around. Coco Golf Arena, Sabalenka, 3:00 tomorrow. So
There it is.
that is going to be fun. That's a great one. I was telling him earlier, Tina, that is the perfect draw. You get the hometown hero, you get the number one player. Sabalenka Golf, Chapter 2000. It's going to be great. So I'll be tuning into that one as well. It'll be happening. Oh, no, not during Theoretically Speaking. It's a Saturday. So I'll be kicked up in the courtyard watching that one. That'll be fun.
There's a $100 hot dog at the Miami Open that I really wish I was able to try.
I heard somebody had it.
I heard it was amazing.
I heard it was a hot dog.
No, I didn't hear it was hot dog.
Well, I'm just saying. It's
Like
in
a regular hot dog.
So it tasted like a $100 hot dog?
I don't know. I hope I want
Maybe
to try.
Gary should eat a $100 hot dog on his $100 bike ride. Or 100 mile. Go in love, go in peace, and go enjoy.